So it looks like Fianna Fáil are in free fall and they have no one to blame but themselves. Hi everyone, welcome back to the Politics Podcast. Yes, I was scrolling through X at the weekend and you may have seen that story in the newspapers saying Fianna Fáil are in free fall. They are down to 15 points in the latest opinion poll, which is absolutely abysmal. Abysmal for a party who have governed Ireland between themselves and Fine Gael, taking turns for the last century. And now, where are we? Nobody knows who they are anymore. Nobody knows what the Fianna Fáil party stands for anymore. I would say their many advisors don't even know. And the members themselves do not know where Micheál Martin, as leader, has led them or has led the country between himself and Simon Harris. So we have, as you know, mayhem regarding mass immigration and regarding housing and regarding health service and regarding money and regarding all the cost of living, blah, blah, blah. You all know the issues by now. But I just wanted to bring you two examples in case the advisors of Micheál Martin are watching this video. I want to give you two examples as to why you possibly are in free fall. And the first is Councillor Azad. I'll have to look up his name now. Talukder. Councillor Azad Talukder, who is a Limerick Bangladeshi councillor for Fianna Fáil based in Limerick. And when the man stabbed those poor little children coming out of the school in Parnell Street in November 2023, Councillor Azad, the following day or so, Limerick County Council had a meeting. And Councillor Azad stood up and said that those who rioted that night should be shot in the head and beaten in the streets until they die. So he stood up now this is a Fianna Fáil councillor, mind, from Bangladesh. He stood up in Limerick County Council meeting and said that rioters should be shot in the head and beaten in the streets until they die. Now, I don't know how things work in Bangladesh, but usually when you shoot someone in the head, they are dead already. There's no need to bring them in the street afterwards and beat them until they die. But that's obviously what they do back in Bangladesh. And guess what? Fianna Fáil did not dump him. He did not have to resign. Nothing happened. We don't even know, did he get a slap on the wrist? That is one example of how far Fianna Fáil have fallen. And it's absolutely outrageous that he was let get away with those words, which themselves are an incitement to violence. Who says that? We have a justice system which deals with people who go rioting, who smash shop windows and set things on fire. We have a justice system that deals with that. We do not need to go and shoot people in the heads and beat them in the streets until they die. And we definitely don't need Fianna Fáil councillors saying that sort of language, speaking that sort of language at county council meetings and nothing to be done with them. Nothing gets done with them from Micheál Martin or any of the leadership. I mean, our Minister for Justice, Jim O'Callaghan, didn't come out and say anything either about his words. And that's just one example. This is why they are in free fall. Because people are not stupid. People are not stupid and people are wise and people are awake to the fact that this councillor didn't get anything done to him. There was no reprimand for him. Now, that was back in 2023 and he is still going. I see him, he did a video with Niall Collins, TD. I mean, as if nothing happened. As if nothing happened. This is how weak Fianna Fáil is and how weak the leadership is, and no wonder they are in free fall. Example number one. Now, example number two, in case Fianna Fáil advisors see this video. Dublin City Council had a meeting the other night of councillors and they were discussing the housing issue. And a National Party councillor, a very good councillor, just spoke. He spoke for 10 minutes. The full video is on X. It's on my account, so you can watch it there. But I'm just going to play you a snippet of it because he spoke very well about housing and about the lack of housing for the native Irish and how foreign people are getting housing and how he thinks it needs to change. And he used the words non-national. Now another Fianna Fáil councillor, this time Councillor John Onwumera. John Onwumera stood up, or sat down, sorry, and gave a talk about how naughty councillor, this National Party councillor was, saying the words non-national. Now, I'd like to remind you, while you are listening to this clip or watching this clip, that non-national is a word that we have always used, that we use, and that we will continue to use, because it's a word and it's in the dictionary and everybody knows what non-national means. So let me play you a Fianna Fáil councillor.
But the second issue I think I need to raise is in respect of Councillor Quinlan's remarks. I think it's very important that when we speak in the chamber, we need to be really mindful of the sensitivity and the sensibilities of the issue we raise, to address people as non-nationals. I think it's been long agreed that that is inappropriate. And regardless of the merit or demerit, or regardless of the issues you want to communicate, using that term non-nationals is absolutely unacceptable, and I strongly object to its usage. And I call on the mayor to ask you to withdraw that usage and look for a more appropriate term to refer to any group of people. I take total exception to the use of that language while I sit right here in this chamber. Withdraw that language right now. Councillor Quinlan, thank you.
Okay, before we go to the next speaker, I'm going to...
So there you go. Councillor John Onwumera has an issue with an Irish councillor saying the words non-national, as if it's outrageous to be saying such a word as non-national. That is where we are with Fianna Fáil. That is what Fianna Fáil have morphed into, and it's absolutely outrageous. And Micheál Martin should have made a statement about that councillor. And he definitely should have made a statement about Councillor Azad, and he should have told the people, especially his members, he should have told them what the reprimand was, or that he was kicked out of the party, that Councillor Azad, for saying such nonsense in the council chamber, that people should be shot in the heads and beaten in the streets until they die. So that's how far Fianna Fáil have fallen, and that is why they are in free fall. That is the chaos that mass immigration has brought to this land, and that's just two examples. I could give many, many more, and I could give many, many more about Fine Gael. I've been in meetings myself with Fianna Fáil councillors, and they've looked at me with 20 heads when I've asked, is there going to be a cap on immigration? This was way back. This was way back, years ago. And they said I was right-wing or whatever they want. Absolutely insane. And then they say that Sinn Féin, People Before Profit and Social Democrats are left-wing, when the reality is we all know that they are left-wing, but at least they admit that. And we all know what they are. But with Fianna Fáil, they are left-wing, hiding with a cloak of God only knows what, because who knows what they are. They've just morphed into Fine Gael, and nobody knows what these two parties stand for anymore. So that is two examples, in case the advisors are scratching their heads wondering what is happening or why is this happening. Two examples for you, Councillor Azad and Councillor John Onwumera. Two examples of why you are in freefall. And the people know. Your members know. We all know. But ye fail to admit it. Ye just keep on rolling with the mass immigration project. Regardless. Even if it obliterates yourselves. Even if your party goes to dust, you are continuing with the mass immigration project. And I just wanted to bring you that today, guys, to let you know, in my opinion, why they are falling in the polls and why they are in free fall. So, as I always say, if you want to set up an account on X, please do so. It is simple and easy. But in the meantime, I'm going to be here to bring you all the latest news and views from X that I think you need to hear. And you do need to hear, because you don't hear anything else on the mainstream media. You won't hear, why was there not a whole programme done on Councillor Azad, a whole RTE Primetime Investigates programme done about this man? And we still don't know what happened to him. Micheál Martin never told us. So that's it, guys. Join me on the next one. Like and subscribe to the channel. Like this video. Subscribe to the channel if you can. And if you have already done so, thank you. And more importantly, share the info in the video to your family and friends, because it's very important that we all know why Fianna Fáil are in freefall. Okay, guys. Thank you. See you on the next one.